So we got to get some more predictions in here. We did predictions earlier, but let's get to our predictions for 2026. I know we've done predictions at various times throughout the offseason, but I think this is what I would consider the final chance to make our preseason predictions.
Now that camp is over. Stone.
Put them in stone. Yeah, carve them out of stone as if they're commandments. For the sake of consistency, we're talking about just the 12-game regular season because obviously if Notre Dame goes into the playoff as far as we think they can, some of these numbers will be much easier to achieve with more games. But we're talking just the 12-game regular season. So let's start with offense, Eric. First one I have for us is over under 3,000 passing yards for CJ Carr.
Well, he was in the 2,700s last year. I think Notre Dame was right around 3,000 as a team. I think he's going to hit the 3,000, not in the 12 games, but not go much over. Where I'm hedging a little bit is how much they want to play QB2 and QB3 when those opportunities come up. They're going to push that more than they have in the past. Everybody that says, why don't they play Kenny Minchie more and the other backups? This is the year that this would happen because they'd be making an investment in case something happened to CJ later in the season. I'd say just barely over. How about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I went with over as well. Do you know how many seasons of 3,000 yards for quarterbacks passing yards have happened in program history? Do you have an idea how many that is?
I don't think it's many. Maybe Theismann was, and maybe they didn't play enough games because they played fewer games, maybe 11 when he was playing. I would think Brady Quinn was over it and Clausen. I don't think that there's many. Maybe Kaiser.
It's 8. There's 8 seasons. I don't have the full list in front of me, but
okay.
The last, I know Quinn and Clausen are definitely on there. I don't remember if Kaiser was or not. Jack Cohn in 2021 was the last time. That might have not been one that would have come to mind immediately. But I do think Carr will end I guess you could call it a drought in terms of 3,000-yard passers. All right, next one, over under 1,000 rushing yards for Aneyas Williams.
For the regular season, I would go under that, and there's 2 reasons. One is the deep rotation, and one is his usage in the passing game. I think he's a really, really good receiver. I think his total yards will be over 1,000. And I think if Notre Dame makes a deep playoff run, he will also go over 1,000. But if you're playing 3 guys on the regular and trying to fit 4 and 5 in there, I think it's harder to get there.
Yeah, I still think Aneyas will get over 1,000 yards. The last time it didn't happen for Notre Dame was 2022 with Audric Estime and Logan Diggs. Both of those guys had more than 800 yards. I just don't think that the gap is going to be that small between Williams at the top and whoever the second guy is. That's Nolan James Jr. or Keidron Young. So I do think there's a good chance that Aneyas Williams goes over 1,000 yards. All right, who will lead Notre Dame in receptions?
I'm going to go with the easy answer here because he led them in the receptions last year and he's had a really good spring. We don't talk about him a lot because we're talking about the new pieces, but Jordan Faison is who I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I agree. He beat Guy Fields by 13 catches last season. I think he can do a little bit of everything as a wide receiver and can be sort of a big playmaker. He can also be the guy that you throw it quick to and just give him the ball. And obviously CJ Carr has a rapport with him. So I think he's certainly the leading candidate to be the leader in receptions again. Who do you think will lead Notre Dame in receiving yards?
In my earlier estimation was Mylan Graham. I'm going to stick with that. I'm not as confident in that because I think Greathouse is trying to sneak his way into that conversation. Mm-hmm. But I think Mylan Graham is going to have some long receptions, so I'm going to stick with that and just be wuss.
Yeah, I'm drinking the Jaden Greathouse Kool-Aid. I think obviously health is the biggest concern for him, but I think we've seen what he can do. He averaged 14.1 yards per catch in 2024 when he led the team in receiving yards. I think he'll have a chance to do that again this year. Faison led the team with 640 last year with a 13.1 yards per carry. So I do think Greathouse can be the leader in receiving yards there. Over under 30 receptions for tight end Cooper Flanagan.
Okay, this was easier with it being a 12-game season. Eli Reardon was just over that. I'm going under with that. Not that I don't have. I think Cooper Flanagan is going to flatten 30 players in probably the first two games.
Yeah.
But receptions, no. I think there's too many tight ends that can have that skill set. I think there's too many wide receivers. There's too many good running backs. I don't think he gets over 30.